characters, incidents, names, and situations used in this story are fictitious. The resemblance to any person living or dead is purely coincidental. The following video contains some horror elements and suitable for a mature audience, 16 plus. This channel and video is not for kids.
Hello friends, I am Aryan and welcome to our channel Midnight Horror Stories, where you get to hear true and scary ghost stories. In our channel, you will get to hear true and scary stories every Tuesday and Saturday. But before starting the story, all the friends who have come to this channel for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like the story, then definitely introduce yourself in the comment section. Then, let's do not take much time and start our story quickly. Friends, today's story is about a boy living in Mathura city of Uttar Pradesh whose name is Abhinav. So let's now hear the story from Abhinav's point of view. Hello friends, my name is Abhinav and I am from Mathura district of Uttar Pradesh. Today I want to tell you about such a scary incident of my life, hearing about which you will also get goosebumps due to fear. Actually, this incident happened about 7 years ago when we shifted to a rented house in Mathura. We had our own dessert making business there. My dad started first, but as the business gradually grew, both of us brothers also started helping in it. From the village, we had come straight to Mathura and rented a house for us to live in. When we stepped inside the house on the first day to shift, I felt something strange there and a strange smell was felt at the same time. But I didn't pay attention to it. Everything was set up in the house. In the evening, mom cooked, we all ate, and when I went for a walk on the terrace, I noticed the courtyard outside the house. I saw a woman wearing a black sari sitting in the courtyard. At first I was surprised to see that the door of the house was people from inside, and today we came there. We didn't even know anyone. So what was this woman doing here at the moment? So I thought it better to get off the roof quickly and go to the place in front of the house where the woman was, rather than call out to her. But now I couldn't see her anywhere. I was surprised to see that the woman was still here. Then I thought maybe the mind must have been delusional. But my heart was not ready to admit that my mind was delusional. Then I went to my room. Slowly all the family members fell asleep, but I was still stuck in my mobile. Then I heard the sound of someone's bells. It's like a woman walking, whereas my mother's anklets did not have the sound of anklets as much. So I was a little surprised to hear the sound of the bells. I looked at the door from where the sound was coming from. The door of my room was open at the time. So I saw a woman in a black sari passing by my room. He could hear the footsteps of a man walking behind him. A man was also following him. It was dark outside my room at the time. Because mom had turned off the whole light, a 0-watt bulb was also burning in my room at this time. I was surprised to see who this man and woman were. No one entered the house with the intention of stealing. In such a situation, I quickly came out of the room. I looked around. I couldn't see a man or a woman anymore. I was surprised to see where these two went. I have seen them with my own eyes. Then I felt as if someone had knocked loudly on his door in the room behind me. Looking back now, there was no sound anymore. But I did feel it a while ago. By the way, there was a lot of landlord's belongings in the room behind me, and the landlord refused to open it. So were his people. Now let me tell you about my house. Our house we rented had 5 rooms. One room was locked, in which the landlord kept his belongings. There were 3 rooms, including one in my parents' room, one in my room, one in my brother's room, and one in the guest room. The landlord lived outside and the house was lying vacant. Someone told us that we had got a nice house on rent at a very low price. Now I saw it all over the house. When the man and woman were nowhere to be seen, I began to feel that I could see ghosts and ghosts from my childhood. Those things are not coming true. One more thing I want to tell you is that as a child, I used to see ghosts. I often saw all this in the village. But after that, I don't know what trick my grandfather did, that I didn't see anything like that. But after all these years, I was probably seeing the same thing again. Thinking of all this, I began to speak to myself. There is nothing, just the illusion of my mind and nothing. Let's see what happens. Thinking of this, I started to leave from there, and I felt as if I was surrounded by a strange, terrible smell from all sides. It's like a meat is burning. There was such a terrible smell that I myself was a little surprised to see. Now I was having trouble breathing. Then I thought that there was also a vacant plot next to where my house was, and the people of the colony used to go to that plot by putting garbage, etc. So I thought maybe the weather is calm, so I can feel the smell of garbage in my house because of the wind. Thinking of this, I didn't pay much attention to this, and I came and lay down in my room to sleep. In a short time, I fell asleep. It was in the middle of the night when I was asleep that I felt like the man and woman I had seen earlier, they both walked into my room. They both were dressed in black and started staring at me in a strange way. I couldn't see their face clearly in the dark. Then they both picked me up and I was waving in the air. Seeing this, they both started laughing. At that time, their laughter was very terrible and scary. It seemed to echo throughout the room. All this made me wake up in a hurry. I saw that the door of my room was open. I slept with the door locked from the inside while I was in my bed, but I felt like someone had grabbed me and picked me up because I felt a little discomfort in my hands and feet, like someone holding on tightly.
That kind of trouble. At first, I wondered who had opened the door to my room. The door was locked from the inside, but then he said to himself, "Man, I may have had a scary dream, and that is why such things are coming to mind." Well, maybe I forgot to close the door in a hurry. Thinking of this, I closed the door from the inside and went back to bed. It had only been a while since I had fallen asleep when I heard such a sound in my ears. It's like two people in my room standing and talking to each other. I don't know what he was talking about now because his voice was just audible. I didn't understand. At first, I ignored them because I was sleeping, but the sound started coming again and again. Nor did I open my eyes in a hurry. But now I couldn't hear any sounds. Perhaps there was such a confusion. Thinking of this, I closed my eyes to sleep. By the way, let me tell you that I had been hearing things like ghosts since childhood, and I had seen something like this in childhood. There are a lot of such stories that are also related to me, but I still didn't associate everything with ghosts. He believed in such things, but he did not have superstitions. Because of which what was happening to me now, I ignored it as a nightmare and delusion and fell into a deep sleep. Slowly, the night had passed. The next day, it was morning. We started getting ready to go to work. Mom had packed a tiffin for us. We had breakfast. After giving us the tiffin, Mom was talking to us when suddenly there was the sound of something falling in the kitchen. The sound was very loud, so we ran inside and saw that a pot of drinking water kept in the kitchen had fallen down and the entire water had spread. Looking at him, it was as if someone had picked up the pot and threw it hard and hit it on the floor, due to which there was also a mark in it. Mom was surprised to see how this could happen. I had kept the utensils properly, and the utensils were lying at a considerable distance from where the utensils were kept, which was surprising. In such a situation, Papa said, "Oh, nothing. Maybe you have forgotten to keep the utensils properly. It must have been placed on the shore, because of which it must have fallen and rolled so far." Now the family also understood this. Then when we came out of the house to go to work, we saw that the people in our neighborhood were staring at us. But no one spoke to us. Now when Papa tried to talk to them, they went inside without saying anything. We were a little surprised to see such strange behavior of them. But then we did not pay much attention to his words, and now the three of us, father and son, had gone out for our work together. In the evening, when we were returning, my brother and I bought a small canoe and brought it to our house, which was very cute. We were a little more fond of canoes since childhood. We also had a canoe in the village. But suddenly, one day he fell ill. We also got treatment, but it was over. After that, we thought of raising more canoes, but I didn't find any cute. But what they brought today was just as cute as before. When we arrived at the house, the neighbors were staring at us as in the morning, and were also talking to each other in hushed voices. It seemed strange to us to see and talk to them like this. Then I thought maybe we were new here. In such a situation, these people are not talking to us, and we are coming now, so that's all we're talking about. Thinking of this, we did not pay much attention to this. Now, as soon as we stepped inside the house, the canoe started to panic a lot and started barking loudly. Seeing this, we were a little surprised at first as to why it was barking so much when all the way was completely silent, and started barking as soon as we came into the house. Then the thought is probably new, so it must be a little strange to come to a new house. That's when Mummy came and we showed her the doggy and told her about it. Now together we all lovingly named him Billu. After a while my dad also came. We started drinking tea, add biscuits to Billu to eat as well. But Billu was scared ever since he arrived. Maybe it's a new one. You will have other companions. He has left them, because of which he is a little sad, but gradually everything will be fine. That's what we were thinking. While we did not know why he was so scared, and why he was barking at every turn. Then when we sat down to eat together, Papa told me that he had spoken to a Panditji and would recite Ramayana in the house in the morning. Anyway, if you get all this done before living in a house, then there is peace in the house. And anyway, this house has been closed for a long time, and our Guruji says that it is auspicious to worship the name of God before living in such a place. Saying this, we were talking about it when we felt that someone had shouted violently from the little courtyard outside the house. It was a very loud noise that we heard. Hearing this, all of us, family members, were also surprised and came running to the courtyard. But there was no one to be seen. Seeing this, my father said that someone might have shouted outside on the street or in some other house. It's cool weather, so even the distant beginning feels nearby. Now we all thought the same thing, and we came in. But Billu stood in the same courtyard and started barking loudly. Seeing this, we forcibly brought him inside with us, but he kept barking back and forth. It's like he sees something. I was also a little scared. We somehow managed to calm him down and feed him. Then they went to their rooms and slept. Now I was walking around my room talking on the phone. Then I looked out the window into the courtyard. Just like yesterday, the woman was standing in the courtyard. Seeing that woman in a black sari, I was again surprised today. Who could it be? In such a situation, he quickly opened the gate and came out, but now she was nowhere to be seen. I was surprised to see this. There was a strange smell all around. Now I didn't feel right there. In such a situation, I thought, if I tell something to the family members, then maybe they will not believe me. By the way, there is something wrong in this house. Thinking of this, I went to my room. Ever wonder if there is something wrong? Something so evil that it hasn't harmed us yet? At that time, a lot of things were going through my mind, and I lay down on my bed thinking about such things. In a short time, I fell asleep. It was midnight when suddenly the sound of someone's crying started echoing in the whole house. It's like someone is crying very loudly. Now this voice was not only heard by me, but by everyone. So all of us home woke up from sleep, hurrying out into the courtyard, but now no one was visible. Seeing this, we were all upset. Now Dad said that maybe a distant voice could be heard somewhere.
So Mummy didn't say no. It was like someone was sitting next to us and crying. Saying this, she looked at all of us and said nervously, "By the way, there is nothing wrong with this house. I don't know why, but I've been feeling a bit strange since I've been here." Now hearing this, Papa said, "What are you talking about? There is nothing like that. It's a nice house. You are unnecessarily creating doubts in the mind. And anyway, in the morning we will get Ramayana recited in the house so that any negative energy in the house will go away. This house has been closed for a long time, so there will be peace again." Hearing this, all the family members were also a little relieved now. Everyone went to their own rooms. I also came to my room. I was about to close the door of my room when I saw the same woman standing in front of the locked room, and the man was also standing at a distance from her. Looking at them, it seemed as if both of them were staring at me too. His eyes were shining even in the darkness a little farther away. Seeing this, I was terrified. He could say something, understand something. Before that, my dad called out to me. So I looked at him and said, "Yes, Papa has just arrived." Then as soon as I looked at it, I couldn't see anything anymore. But I was very nervous. Now I did not understand whether what I had actually seen or if it was such an illusion. Because I hadn't seen anything for so long. There were so many things coming, and I started coming after giving the dog food. But doggy was barking again and again, looking at the woman in the direction I had seen. He was not going to be silent, so I tried to silence him. Then after a while he became silent again and I came back. Now I did not know whether to say anything about what I saw from my family or not. I don't know if they will believe me or not. That's all I was thinking. Then my father got a call from someone. When Papa picked up the call, he talked about something and then said that your uncle is going to come to Mathura tomorrow for some work and will stay with us for 2 days. We were very happy to hear this because we had a lot of attachment to Uncle Ji since childhood. Our auntie was also very nice. She supported us in every difficulty. That's when my mom said about my auntie, it would have been nice to have brought Gigi along. Papa said yes, but Didi has refused to come yet. There will be some work and it'll come back sometime. Saying this, they started talking about it. Then everyone went to their rooms to sleep. I also went to my room to sleep. As usual, I was sitting on my bed looking at my mobile when I heard a strange noise coming from the window of my room. It's like someone is standing up and breathing heavily and muttering something. But what was muttering? It didn't make sense to me. At first, I didn't pay much attention to it. But when I started hearing that sound continuously, I started looking at the window while lying on the bed. Then I saw the man who was completely burnt. His face was horrible. Today was the first time I saw his face in a better way. He was smiling at me in a strange way. Seeing this, I was shocked. My heart raced, and before I could understand anything, the man started reaching out to me. Soon his hand became quite long.
Now my heart rate has increased. As soon as I got up and was about to run away, the door of the room closed automatically. Oh my God, what will happen now? Just thinking about it made me very scared. Then suddenly, the room started getting colder, and then strange sounds were heard all over the room. Everywhere I looked, there was a sound from the other side. When I looked at the other side, there was a sound from the front side. In such a situation, I started looking around nervously. Then I saw the same man and woman standing in the corner of my room. At that time, a 0-watt bulb was burning in my room. I was terrified to see the man and woman. Both of them started smiling at me in an awkward way. So my heart rate increased. My heart came to my mouth. I started screaming loudly now. Hearing my screams, my family arrived and he asked to open the door. But I locked the door from the inside. It was only when he repeatedly said that I opened the door. Now seeing me panicking like this, they asked what happened. But I was so scared at that time that I couldn't say anything. Now seeing me panicking like this, all the family members were upset. When they asked again and again, I somehow told a little thing by daring to increase the limit, which people were very upset to hear. My dad said, "There was nothing like that in the house. Your mom will be confused." I was stunned to hear this and said, "No, I'm telling the truth." But they thought I was probably scared. Because even in childhood, when I used to talk about ghosts, my father did not believe my words. He used to say that when I watch a horror movie or serial, I have similar illusions. That's why my dad didn't believe me. I tried to explain, but I couldn't say anything. At that time, he felt that I was also upsetting myself by talking unnecessarily, and I was also troubling him. Hearing this, I couldn't say anything, but I was very nervous. Even when I was alone in my room, I was scared. Seeing my condition, my brother said, "Don't worry, I will sleep with you." Hearing this, I couldn't say anything. Now my brother went to my side and lay down to sleep. My mom was a little upset, so my dad said, "Don't pay attention to it." Now people went to sleep in their rooms. I was trembling to work. Then my brother said, "Yaar, you have grown so much, but you're still a child, afraid of such things. There are no ghosts. Let's go to sleep." Hearing this, I didn't say anything. My brother turned over and closed his eyes. In a short time, he was asleep. But the same things were going on in my heart and mind, due to which I was very scared. Now I closed my eyes to sleep. As soon as I closed my eyes, I would hear horrible noises in my ears. And as soon as I opened my eyes, I would be afraid that I would not see them again.
What was going through to me at that time? How I was feeling? Who could understand better than me? In such a situation, I started taking the name of God in my mind. And then I started trying to sleep. So after a while, I fell asleep. I had just fallen asleep when I heard the horrible sound of a woman crying in my room. I woke up. I saw a woman sitting in the corner of the room crying. Seeing this, I started trembling. I wanted to say something, understand something, do something. Before that, my eyes went to my fan, where I saw a man hanging on the noose. Seeing this, it was as if I was dead. Then the woman got up and came there walking and started taking the man's corpse off the fan. She was crying too much. He then poured kerosene on himself and set himself on fire along with the man's corpse. His screams echoed all around. Seeing this, I was so frightened that I started screaming loudly. My brother woke up to hear my screams. As soon as he grabbed my hand, I started screaming more. Now I heard my brother's voice. What happened? So nervously, I opened my eyes. I didn't see anything scary anymore. My brother kept asking me what had happened. But I knew that if I told him something, these people would still not believe me. Now my brother said, "Yaar, you disturbed your sleep. Let's go to sleep. You must have had a horrible dream." Hearing this, I couldn't say anything. I wanted to tell my brother, but whether I would believe it or not. And anyway, I felt like I couldn't say anything. It was as if someone had grabbed my throat. In such a situation, I lay down to sleep. But now I was thinking that I should run away from here right now, so that I can't see or hear all this. Now, every moment of living in that house, I was very scared. If you close your eyes slightly, it would feel like someone was in the room, standing next to me. When I opened my eyes, I felt as if the two men and woman were standing at the window of the room, staring at me. Because of which, the heartbeat was increasing very much. How I spent every moment at that time, who can understand better than me? Somehow, by the time I spent that night, I had a fever. Seeing my condition, I was immediately seen by the doctor. My mom was very upset, but my father and brother felt that I had come with a scary dream. I have been thinking about the same things all day. It was very difficult for me to pass every moment. With a little courage, he told his mother, "Mummy, leave this house. I don't want to stay here." So my mom said, "Son, everything will be fine. There is nothing like that. You relax." Now I was even angry with my family that so much was happening to me, but why don't they believe me? I was always scared in that house. Sometimes I heard someone walking. Sometimes it felt like someone was talking. Sometimes it felt like someone was crying. Somehow it was evening. In the evening when Papa and brother came, Uncle Ji also came home with them. Seeing my uncle, I started saying something nervously. So he put his hand on my head and said, "What happened, son? My mom told me I had a fever today." Then my brother laughed and said, "He has grown so much, but the childhood habit is not gone yet. Whenever someone has a scary dream, a fever sets in." Hearing this, Uncle Ji also laughed and said, "Oh son, there is nothing like ghosts. It is useless in people's minds and nothing else." Saying this, they started telling me a lot. But no one wanted to understand me. In the evening, my mother gave me milk porridge and medicine. Everyone ate their food. He also sat next to me and talked, so that I wouldn't be afraid to be alone. So even today my brother slept next to me and uncle slept in the guest room. It was midnight. It was around 1 o'clock in the morning when suddenly everyone heard the sound of Uncle Ji screaming. Hearing his voice, everyone woke up and everyone ran to his room. By the way, they did not lock the door of the room from inside. In this case, the door opened only with a slight push from the outside.
When everyone went inside and looked, Uncle Ji was very scared. When my brother turned on the light, he saw that my uncle was trembling. Seeing this, my father took care of him and said, "What happened, brother-in-law?" But Uncle Ji did not have the courage to say anything. He looked around the room nervously. Seeing this, when Papa and Mom asked again and again, we all started getting very scared to hear what they told us nervously. He said that when he was sleeping, suddenly the terrible sound of someone crying was heard in the room. When he opened his eyes, he saw a woman sitting in the corner of the room crying. His face was not visible in the 0-watt bulb. In such a situation, he was surprised who this woman could be. Before he could say anything, he saw a man hanging on the noose. Seeing this, they were shocked. Then the woman who was there came walking up to them, which was too scary. His whole body was burnt. Blood and flesh were hanging from all over the place. He smelled terrible. Seeing this, Uncle G's mind had stopped working. The same woman now started smiling strangely, and the man who was hanging on the noose started laughing loudly and horribly. And then the woman came and sat on Uncle's chest and grabbed his throat. Saying this, Uncle was so nervous that he wanted to leave the house at the same time. In such a situation, we tried to stop them, but now he did not want to stay even for a moment in the house that Uncle had come to me in the evening. Then they were saying that there is no such thing as a ghost. When he saw all this, his thinking had changed in an instant. Now he did not want to stay in that house for a moment so that something untoward would happen to him again. My family explained to them. All the family members stayed with them for the night. Now there was no sleep in anyone's eyes because everyone was too scared. Nobody believed me, but everyone believed Poopaji's words, because everyone knew that Poopaji never lies and he can have no such illusions. Now there is some evil force in this house. Just thinking about this, everyone was very scared. Somehow, the night had passed. The next morning, as soon as it was early, Uncle G, who was going to stay there for 2 days, came for some work. He said he would stay in a hotel, but they won't stay at our house, and left saying this. Now our family members are even more upset. They also understood that something wrong was in this house. In such a situation, now the mother started talking about leaving that house and renting a house somewhere else. But my dad refused. He said nothing would happen. Whatever happens, they will take care of everything. Don't panic. We knew that our father was not going to believe in anyone. They do what they want. Then my dad talked to someone about it. After that, the two brothers went to work. Although I was not feeling well, I still did not want to stay at home anymore. Mom was also afraid to stay in the house every moment, so she closed the house and went to meet a sister in her own relative. Now it was difficult for everyone to stay in that house. When we returned in the evening, Mom was brought directly from her sister's place. When we opened the house, we were surprised to see the condition of the house. Items were scattered all over the place in the house, and there was a strange burning smell. Seeing this, we started to get very nervous. Before we could do anything, there was a sudden sound of someone walking in that house. Seeing this, we were even more scared. Now Mom looked at us and said nervously, "Don't live in this house. Let's get out of here." We were talking about this when Papa came into the house with a tantric. Seeing this, we would have said something. Even before that, Papa told us that he was a very well-known tantric. Whatever it is, the problem is you can get rid of all of them. Saying this, Papa looked at the tantric and told everything again. Now the tantric assured all of us that no matter how big the problem was in this house, he would solve it in a moment and nothing wrong would happen to us. There were so many things he told us in such a way that we did not know whether to believe it or not. But there was no other way but to believe. Then the tantric set up his camp in the middle of the house. He had brought with him a lot of tantra mantra things and sat down all night to perform a strange puja. Strange mantras began to be uttered, because of which I felt as if there was a scream all around. But gradually everything seemed to calm down. All night long it was a strange worship, because of which no one could sleep for a moment. In the morning, the tantric assured all of us that he had captured those souls. Nothing like that will happen now. Saying this, he took a good amount of money from his father and went to the tantric. Seeing this, we were very scared. But what could he say to his father now? Then we went to work. I was calling my mom again and again, asking if she was okay. Now there is no problem of any kind, is it? When mom said that yes, everything is fine, then only we would have been comforted, but still we were very scared. Then when I came home in the evening, my mom told me that nothing like this happened during the day. But now everyone was afraid at night. In such a situation, I was with my brother because I was very scared to be alone in my room. Slowly the whole night passed, but nothing scary happened. It was a bit comforting to see. Then a few days passed like this, and now we started feeling that maybe the tantric was telling the truth. Because of the worship they did, now any soul has gone with them.
because of which now we will never have any problem in this house. We will be able to live in peace. Just thinking about it made us very happy, but that was our misunderstanding. Slowly the days went by. When 6 months passed properly, now the family members are sure that there is nothing scary in this house anymore. In such a situation, Papa again bought that house, and the room that was closed had nothing else for the landlord except for a couple of chairs, rope, and some belongings. In such a situation, the landlord gave his belongings to a junk dealer and left. We were surprised to see that they had locked that room from us just for such junk stuff. I don't know why, but I was feeling a strange uneasiness. I didn't want us to buy that house, but no one could stand in front of Papa.
When we bought that house, the happiness on the face of the landlord was worth seeing. It was as if he wanted to get rid of that house. We paid the same price for that house that was less than half the price of that house. We had been living in that house for 15 days. Our business was doing well. We also found such a nice house. Our lives were fine now. But then suddenly there was a problem in the house. Sometimes the water suddenly stopped coming into the house, while the water tank above would have been full. The next day, Papa would bring someone, show them the tap, everything would be fine. Sometimes the door to our room would automatically jam. It didn't open even after a lot of effort. So sometimes the taps of the kitchen, bathroom in the house would turn on automatically. Water would start pouring from them. And sometimes the doors of our rooms would open on their own, because of which we did not understand why this is happening now. Then the father who used to bring lentils, rice, anything in the house would get worms within a day. Fresh vegetables would also rot within a day or smell strange. If Papa put the money in the cupboard, the termites would start eating him. All of a sudden, after all this in the house, we started feeling very nervous. Now at night, we often feel as if someone's walking in the house. Sometimes the sound of someone's bell ringing, sometimes the sound of a man walking, sometimes the sound of laughing, sometimes the sound of crying, sometimes in reality and sometimes in a dream. Slowly this is how the days passed. What was happening seemed quite scary to us, but where was Dad going to believe us? So much happened to us. All this happened to Uncle Ji too, but Papa did not try to understand us or deliberately wanted to remain ignorant. If we had spoken more about this, they would have scolded us and silenced us. But one night, it was as if there was a storm in the house, which we used to hear in dreams until now. Occasionally it was felt that it was now visible in front of the eyes. It was like someone was walking, someone was running. Suddenly there was a very loud noise. We could hear the sound of crying and screaming all over the house. The doors of our room sometimes closed on their own and sometimes they started opening. Seeing this, we were even more nervous. We felt that those spirits had returned. That's why I didn't know what to do anymore. Slowly the night passed somehow. Now we didn't want to stay there for a moment. But even if we wanted to, we couldn't do anything because we had bought that house. And now we couldn't buy another house so quickly and we couldn't leave that house either. People had heard the things due to which no one even wanted to pass in front of it, let alone take that house. That evening all of us were sitting and talking about it. That's when our dog Billu was always barking and screaming. Because whatever the soul was, I could no longer see it. Only the dog was visible. Now Papa thought about something and then told us about our Guruji and decided to call them. He was from Ujjain. We thought it was alright. On the phone, Papa talked to his Guruji. That night also the same thing happened the previous night. We know how we spent every moment in that house. Somehow in the morning, Papa left for Ujjain the next day. He was supposed to return the next day with Guruji. In such a situation, it was difficult to spend every moment in that house. In such a situation, without Papa, we started to feel even more scared. So for that night, we rented a room in a hotel and locked the house and left. The next day, when Papa came back with Guruji, we felt a little relieved. When we stepped inside the house with Guruji, Guruji started looking around in amazement as soon as we stepped inside the house and then went and stood in front of the room which was always closed earlier. And now we had a storeroom in it. By the way, as soon as Guruji stepped inside the house, there was a terrible strange smell in the whole house, seeing which we were very nervous. Now Guruji closed his eyes with the garland in his hand, and after meditating for a while, he opened his eyes and looked around in that room and then looked at us and said, "Everything is an illusion of your mind. There is nothing in this house." Hearing this, we looked at each other in astonishment, wondering how this could happen. Because those souls are in the house, we were well aware of this. Then why is the Guru saying this?
At that time, seeing all of us upset, Guruji said, "Don't worry, there is nothing in this house." Now when we said something, he asked us to be quiet with eye gestures. Then we understood that there must be something Guruji does not want to say to us right here, right now. That night Guruji stayed in our own house and nothing scary happened there. The next morning, as soon as he asked us to go to the Shiv temple, we all went to the temple, which was about 2 kilometers away from the house. After going there, we were shocked to hear what Guruji told us. He said that there are two souls living in that house. In the souls of the husband, the man has given his life by hanging himself, and his wife has given her life by burning in the fire. They both don't want anyone to live in that house. If I had told you about it right there, the spirit might have tried to deceitfully kill one of you or do you some terrible harm. That's why I deliberately said this in front of those souls, so that they don't feel like what we want to do next. By the way, whoever owned that house earlier, they tried very hard to sell the house, but it was not sold because everyone was upset after hearing the sound of screaming and screaming coming to that house every night. In such a situation, the uncle and aunt who were the owner of that house had given this life. The house used to belong to his uncle and aunt. They had no children, and when they gave up their lives, this house was given to them. When he used to hear such things about the house every day, he himself came to stay in that house for a night and left the house in the middle of the night. The people around started calling that house a haunted house. In a few days, seeing this, the owner of the house now did not know what to do. It was such a nice house, I couldn't leave like this. Somehow the house was sold, thinking that whatever might happen. He got a tantric in that house to do something, and both those souls remained imprisoned in that room. But she didn't go out of the house. They both died in that room.
Because of this, she was imprisoned in the same room. But whoever tried to buy that house, something or the other would happen to them. If someone else stayed at night or a tenant rented that house, they would often see something scary in that house. Because of which, no one used to stay in that house for more than 1 or 2 nights. Everyone in the neighborhood knew about this, because of which everyone was afraid to pass in front of that house. In such a situation, no one bought or rented that house for a long time. But you were unaware and unknowingly rented that house, so those spirits did nothing wrong to you while living in that room. But when you started thinking about buying that house, those two souls became angry because those two souls did not want to leave that house and could not see anyone else having control of their house. After knowing about that house, that something is not right in this house, something is wrong, there are no spirits. Yet you bought this house by force, because of which both those souls are very angry, and now they remain enemies of your life, because you have tried to drive them away from that house. In such a situation, either they will kill someone in the house or make your life unsafe in such a way that you will become like a living corpse. Even if you leave the house, you will still have to face punishment. Hearing this, we were very nervous. Now Papa, who did not believe us, looked very upset. In such a situation, Papa folded his hands in front of Guruji and told Guruji that you should do something about this. So Guruji thought of something, and then he asked to get a havan done in the house for 7 days. Until we were asked to stay out of the house and said that we should talk in the house as if we wanted to go somewhere for a few days. That's exactly what we did. When we returned home in the evening, we deliberately started talking as if we wanted to go somewhere. Nothing wrong happened with us being Guruji, and we went to stay in a hotel for a few days the next day with our dog Billu. My mother had gone back to our village for a few days, but we could not go to the village. It was also important to take care of your business. At that time, we were all very nervous. They were very upset. By the way, Guruji had called some of his disciples from Ujjain itself. Only Papa stayed near him and started the Havan Yagya there. When we came back to that house 7 days later, we felt a sense of peace. It was from Papa that we came to know that when Guruji had performed that Akhand Havan Yagya, how those spirits had tried to harass him and throw him out of the house. What a horrible atmosphere it was. But Guruji was a perfect man. They took control of those spirits. Now I don't know if they took those souls with them or set them free. Perhaps they were liberated because of the Havan that had taken place. But now there was peace in that house. But because of what had happened to us, there was such a fear in our hearts and minds that we were very nervous. I didn't want to stay in that house for a moment. But Papa assured us that nothing would happen in that house now.
But for the first few days, we did not even sleep well in the house due to nervousness. But even after spending so much time now, we did not feel anything scary in that house. Those souls are probably liberated. Now we are living peacefully in that house. Our business is also doing very well. But after what had happened to us, there is such a fear in our hearts and minds that even today we start feeling nervous even when we come out of our room alone in the dark of night. And even today, when I remember all those things, it increases like a heartbeat. Now we all just talk to God that nothing like this ever happens to us again. By the way, the people in our neighborhood have now started talking to us about it. He told us what had happened in this house. They wanted to tell us about it earlier, but they were so afraid of souls that if they talked about them, something might happen to them, so they did not say anything. By the way, the people of the neighborhood talk to us, but there is so much fear in their hearts and minds that even today when there is a function in our house, we try to call them, but they do not come to our house. I have told you about this true horror incident that happened to me and my family, so that many of you are looking for a rented house for yourself in an unknown city. So sometimes when they get a good house at a reasonable price, they think of buying it in greed. But I just want to say that before taking any decision, ask the people of the neighborhood about this, so that a big problem may be averted before it comes. Because when in an unknown house or in an unknown place, what trouble awaits us, we don't know. A small mistake made unknowingly can prove to be so dangerous for us that we can put our lives or those of our loved ones at stake. Not everyone is as lucky as us to find a perfect guru and save their lives and those of their families. By the way, if life is saved, but then the pain that goes on the heart and mind is never forgotten.
So friends, this was our story today. How did you like the story? Please do tell me by commenting in the comment box. And also, those who haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. Take care of yourself and your family. I will meet you soon with a new story. Thank you.